Hi everyone, it's Rebecca Laird with simplyscraphappy here at our coffee shop. I am a nonprofit director and we have a coffee shop in our dance studio. So we're enjoying our cup of grace coffee today. And we're gonna learn a new technique together, including me because I've not done it before. So we're gonna find out how this works out, but we're having fun here. We're having Christmas music and Christmas cookies, courtesy of our wonderful Missy. And we're going to try a new technique. So I'm going to hand her the camera so you can see what we have going on here. I've got our, let me see if I can switch. I don't think I can. You do it. Oh, wait, hold on. How can we switch it? There we go. Okay. All right, switching camera, people. All right, thank you, Missy. So we've got our all-purpose mat. And it sticks to the table, okay? So it's got like a rubbery background, and just stick it on any surface where you're working, which is really nice. And then we've got shaving cream. This is gonna be our medium of moving around our re-inkers. So we've got some mix of colors here. I've got an old one we don't have anymore, which is eggplant, cranberry, and chocolate. All three of these are from my archives. I've been doing this 16 years. So so anyway, my re-inkers are retired colors, but you can choose anything you think looks nice together for this technique. And then we've got some pieces that can fit on the front of a card. So I've got some white daisy. You might find if you've tried stamping and you don't like how it comes out, you're probably using like an inferior product. I can highly recommend our white daisy. It's made to receive ink. So this is that white daisy. It just has the right texture. It's super thick, and it enables you to catch ink really good and keep it on. So we've got some of these squares. What I did is to get a lot out of it because, you know, if you're creating Christmas cards or something, you might want to make a lot at once. And so I'm cutting this square, which we're doing the technique on it, just smaller than the card base. So what I'm doing is just taking a sheet, cutting it to 5 1/4, and then 5 1/4 again. She's also set crew, baker, set crew, partner in crime. Okay. We also do 8:30 a.m. photo shoots in our Christmas attire. Okay, and then I'm able to cut it at 4 inches, and that enables you to not waste your paper. You can get almost this whole sheet is going to be used to make the fronts, the card fronts. So I'm cutting it 4 by 5 1/4. And there you go. So then you're going to get 6 of those just from one sheet of white daisy. And that's going to mean that you can mount it on our card. Yeah, I got the wrong ones. This is our slimline card, which we're not using today. I'll get you a card base.
I got mine.
They're right on my table. I just grabbed the wrong one. These are the slimline. But we have these value packs of cards and envelopes. And the quality on the paper is really good, and the envelopes are sweet, nice, thick, beautiful to house your handmade cards. So thanks for friends who saved me. Okay, so we don't need to cut anymore for right now. I'm going to get our supplies. So I already showed you we have this shaving cream. Thank you, Pat. You're so nice. What would I do without my friends to cover all of my mistakes? All right, so you can see this is this size became famous when the cardstock used to be 8.5 by 11, like regular paper. Now a lot of our cardstock, most comes in 12 by 12, but this is still a good standard card size to use. And so these are what our bases look like, and you can see the piece we cut is just going to nest right inside of there. So it'll cover almost the whole front of the card, okay? So now you know how to get your paper ready. Now I have to take the plunge and try the technique in front of you all. I feel like I'm doing a high wire dance or something. High wire walk. It's not that death-defying, but I don't really love to be on camera. So here we go. You're going to use a paper plate and, yep, I got my supplies. All right, we're just going to put some shaving cream on here. I did not ask to borrow this. I just took it right out of the cupboard. My husband does not know.
So is it specific shaving cream? It's not shaving gel, right? You can't use gel?
Right, exactly.
Okay.
The gel is not going to help you. So we've got our plate full here. And I'm just going to mush it around and make sure I've got enough space to cover one of these. I want to make sure it's flattened out a bit. She's noticing that I'm going to need a paper towel. See, my friends, they know me. I had it down on my list, but I didn't bring it over here. Nothing happened with that. Okay, so let me see about my size. If I've got, I think I still need to flatten it out just a bit more. This is kind of fun. It's kind of like, I feel like a small child in preschool right now. She's coming. She's coming somewhere. I know, I ran out of paper towels in the kitchen, so it's only all the way to the bathroom. Thank you. All right, my lovely assistants. Okay. So now we don't have to keep going in with our fingers. I think that was the only finger part you have to do. But that was a kind of a fun
That looked like fun.
Nice art therapy. Okay, so I've got my mess of cream, and I'm just gonna dot on my reinkers. So I try to be not symmetrical, so I'm gonna really try as hard as I can, because in my nature is that everything's symmetrical, and it's just not great in the art world. It really isn't. So I'm gonna try to not be symmetrical. I'm gonna drop in my red. I'm gonna drop in my brown. Maybe just a little brown, right? Because it's not really a solid Christmas color, but just some dots of that. Maybe one more over here, huh? And then I have this deeper red. Now, these three colors I might not have put together normally, but I just I just have a few reinkers in my stash. It's not something I tend to think to buy, and so I had to go with what I had. So now we're gonna take our stylus, and you can do this with any kind of tool, but the stylus works really nicely. And we're just gonna run it through so we can mix our colors a bit, okay? So here we go. Just running it around through the colors. You can see they're gonna start to blend, but I gotta really do it more than I want to. It's getting pretty messy now. Can I handle it? There it starts to blend. I don't know what you do about these big mounds. It's very interesting because my thing is not level whatsoever. But it's making some neat shapes and patterns, you can see. I think, too, from seeing this eggplant shade, that I would love to try it with the blue. I also have a blue, so we'll do that next. But okay, so here we go. It's okay, it's Christmas. All the colors go together for Christmas, right? All right, so what we're gonna do now is just lay our paper right on the thing here. Wish me luck. Here goes. And we're gonna pat it down. Okay, so we're gonna lift this up. Doesn't look like much, right? Not yet. And then set this over here. We gotta use our scraper. So
bird feather. brown.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, here we go. So now we're going to find out what's left on the card. And what we do is just scrape off the extra.
Ooh. Really? It's almost like alcohol painting.
And you can see the initial swirl is left on the paper. Hey, it worked!
Yeah.
I don't know about my color choices. They're pretty marbly. I don't know how Christmassy this looks, but it looks more fall to me, doesn't it?
Yeah.
But that's okay, because we'll do a blue next. But there you go. So now you have this base, and of course we'll let it dry. But that just puts a beautiful background. And I'm going to show you how to put it together. I'll just give you an idea of how to put it together on a card. That's pretty neat, huh?
That is neat.
Fun. I almost would like to see the...
Right?
Yeah, I'd almost like to see just the brown and the purple too. That would be pretty. Okay, so if I was turning this into a card, I can put it on the base. Oh, it's stretched out. This is crazy. Okay, this started smaller, but because it got wet, it stretched the paper, look.
Yeah.
So it actually covers the whole card base now. And then I would probably, I'm a really simple girl. If I want this to show a lot, you know, I would want, if I made this as a background, I want to cover it up with like all kinds of different pattern paper or something, I would probably keep it quite simple. So I just cut some background like a mat, and then I would take, so this little one is 3 by 2. So I would go just a hair under that. See if my stamp will fit on here or not. Should fit. Okay, and then you always want to use a good stamping surface when you're stamping. It makes a big difference. This is the back of our Versamat. So it's foamy. Also, in all of our stamp sets, they come with a little foam sheet. If you don't own the Versamat, I highly recommend this. It's amazing. You can use it for so many things. It's a staple for me. But if you don't have that, in every set of stamps, they come on that foam. So you want to get the foam under the paper so that your stamp is going to have a good surface, okay? When you're using acrylics, you don't have that, you know, the old high quality rubber stamps, they had a foam behind the stamp image between that and the wood. But you don't have that with acrylic, of course, because you're pulling this on and off. It needs to be sticky, so we don't have the foam. So you want to make the foam base there. And I'm going to just pick some matching tree colors here. And then let's do this part first. I might not have room on here for my trunk, my tree, but to ink up this tree color here. Now I'm gonna go once on here and try just gonna see if I like this second generation. That's really dark, so I'm just gonna compare with the second generation. It would be here. I think I'm gonna like that better for this particular stamp. So there's my second generation, and then I can ink the top of the tree up with the first generation, and that'll show how that'll make it stand out better. Now I'm inking up this stamp. It has a trunk on it. I don't want the trunk because I don't really have room, so I'm just gonna make sure I take it off here before. And this is a good rule of thumb too, I don't think I have a video on perfect stamping. I've taught it in person all the time. I don't think I have a video on perfect stamping. A lot of people have trouble getting it all over their fingers, getting it on the blocks. If you might have a problem with getting it a blurred image, and these really, that you don't have to have any of that happen, but it's just kind of a discipline to figure out the steps. So in my perfect stamping, quote unquote, technique that I came up with to help people learn, I always dot and swish it around, okay, and then hold it up to the light. So this is the benefit of your acrylics. This is why 16 years ago, I went with Close to My Heart. I was just enamored to no end with being able to see and manipulate my stamped images and not have things get ruined all the time, right? So I would always hold it up to the light, and in the light I can see I can tell I have a little edge of that green on there still where I don't want it on the trunk. So I can just remove that. I can also see if I was too heavy-handed or tilted my thing, and you know, you don't really have to do that. There's a lot. These are good juicy stamp pads. They last forever. They don't you know, they're not dry, you know, so you don't have to like mush it around on there. Just tap and swish a little bit, okay? But if I did, you know, it would show on here, then I could quickly wipe that off before I make my image. Okay, now I've been talking a while since I did this, so I'm just going to use my breath to rehydrate a little bit. Make sure, but you would normally have to do that. And then I'm going to look straight down, and you can see I'm not jamming. I'm just holding the stamp. I'll even do it sideways so you guys can see it. And the blocks have a nice fingertip to hold so you can really get a good spot. But as I'm just about to place it, I'll be able to see how accurate I am, if it's coming off the bottom or the top, or it's just right. So there we go. And you can see I'm just pressing it once down. Okay, there's nothing crazy happening here. If you're really uncertain, you can press the middle of the block, but you know, it's really easy to get a good stamp. So I know I've got a good thing here because it's clinging right on, and there you go. Okay, so I wanted the trunk because the brown is matching the brown here to tie it together, but what I'll do instead is I'll go this way. So I'm gonna get some of the chocolate brown on the edge here. This is dating us much because we haven't had chocolate in a really long time, but it was like an original when I joined the company and one of my favorite colors of all time. So I've just done the edges. You can see just by swiping them on the edge of the pad, it's giving it a little of that chocolate to tie in with what I have here. And I can see, since we have this weird purpley that I didn't expect to come out that purple, I thought it was going to come out more red. I can add some embellishments back in to tie that together. So now when I lay this on here, it's got a nice edge, okay? Instead of just the white paper, you know, this is okay. This to me gets like quality work. It adds a lot, right? So sometimes just a swish makes your work look a lot better. Easy, easy. I cannot believe how that stretched the paper. This is really crazy. I guess whipped cream, shaving cream just really stretches your paper a lot. So take note of that. You can do a smaller size. And then we can mount this on the front. I don't want to cover that. That's why I was going to go this way, but I really don't want to cover that. That's the prettiest part. So I think I'm going to go on the side here. Now, yeah.
Looks like a flower.
Yeah, isn't it pretty? I don't really want to cover that, so. But anyway, this will show you how to kind of pull it into a card. And then if I was finishing this, I'm not going to take time to do all the embellishments and whatnot, but what I would probably do is put a piece of ribbon right across here, about a third of the way up the card. Okay, rule of thirds is a good thing in art. You know, a lot of people place something right in the middle. It doesn't really please the eye. The eye likes to travel around and see, so that's why I'm over on the side here a bit. And you can also see my placement. This is equal, okay? So if I get it too far over here, I have tall and small, and that kind of trips out the eye. Equal borders is nicer, so I tend to pull in enough that it's equal here, okay? And then I would, like I said, I would probably put a strip of paper, or we could even do that. Let's put, I do have this here, so let's put a little strip. Oh, we could. That's a different shade, but I do have the chocolate here too.
Well, you got this one.
Yeah.
This is a double-sided paper because it's, I don't know if I can show it in here.
I brought the chocolate so it's the exact match.
Oops.
My thing falls off all the time. Okay, and then I'll try, how about a 3/4 inch strip? Now, again, if I was taking tons of time to embellish this, if that's what the video was about, I would probably take these edges and rough them up and sand them and whatnot, but we'll not get into too much detail. We'll just give you the basic idea. But this will bring that chocolate all in together. And then of course I'd need that purple. So I would probably put a ribbon or something with this, maybe a little glitter. We have glitter tape. Oh look, I'm all messy. I'd probably put another line there. And then I would bring the purple into here. So like we have Stickles and you can add a little color that way. I would bring the purple onto the tree so then the whole thing would tie together. All right, so
purple,
yeah, the purple Stickles would be, I could make little dots.
I'm thinking of the other thing. I can't think of what it's called.
Oh, a shimmer brush?
Yeah, shimmer.
Yeah. So this would be beautiful to add some shimmer to, wouldn't it? You could go over that with the clear, some of those to highlight them. Okay, who wants to try? I keep doing this. I keep throwing around this. Do you want to try another color? Do we want to go again?
Do you want?
I've got another plate, so. And then you girls can try, but we can get you off video so you don't feel like you have to perform the trick for the whole world to see. But why don't we go ahead and try the purples then? Since that eggplant is quite more purple than I expected, this time we're going to use a tiny bit of black, I think, and use mostly these two. I don't know if I'll even use the black, but we're going to go towards the cool tones. Yeah, that would be great. Thank you. And I think we can keep going with that too and see what designs we get, but let's try a fresh one here. Now this time I'm not going to go so crazy. I'm going to try to keep it flat because I had trouble with the divots were so crazy, so I'm going to try to make this a little bit more even this time. That might help. Okay. And I think I would like more blue than the purple. Do the purple lesser. I like these tones for Christmas time. I love blues and purples because it looks like outside. I used to think that was weird to use purple at Christmas, but if you look outside, almost every day there'll be purple and blue tones everywhere in the winter. So I realized, oh, it's really natural to have the blues and purples around in that time of year, even though we decorate usually with red and green, right? So let's add just a bit of this. So this is very interesting because it's so old. This is probably 15 years old. You can see though, this is a good kind of example of how long, I must get something stuck in there. My ink pads, like I said, I've been a consultant for 16 years. These are Missy's, but my ink pads, I don't buy re-inkers because I don't need to re-ink. Literally, you could use them a decade. You can use them on all kinds of things around your house. You can use your ink pads to do so many things: scrapbooking, card making, home decor, making tags, customizing paper gift bags. I mean, you can make so much product out of our ink. I have plenty of my original things and I've never had to re-ink them. So here we go. I think I got this going again. Did I? Yeah, there we go. I just pierced it on our embossing tool. The one end is embossing and the one end is piercing. So that's what I used to get my clog out here. Something has probably dried up a little because it's so old. There we go. Okay, so this time, just for funsies, I'm gonna grab you can do a close-up or something. I'm gonna grab a different tool.
Please stay tuned.
Okay, so I thought that the stylus was kind of small, and I'm just curious to try the all-purpose tool. So we've got two different ends here, and I just thought that might be fun to see the difference. And the other time too, I did a lot of like leaf kind of shapes, and I'm going to do something totally different just so we can see like a different swirl pattern. So should I start with the wide one? You guys vote. Should I start with the wide and do it very different, or should I start with the tip that's just a bit bigger than what we did before? Go wide? Yeah. Okay, we're going wide. So I'm going to go across this way now, back and forth, because I'm thinking kind of wind and sky. shapes might be interesting with these colors. So it kind of looks wintry, and yeah, I like the wider better. I'm enjoying this more than the stylus. What do you think? More mixing? Or go for it?
I would go the other direction then.
The other direction?
No, we're not trying to mix it up. We're trying to make it move like
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
I think leave it that way.
I've been outvoted. That's okay. It's not my preference.
I was going to go with Missy, but
I'll do a little bit. How about that? I'll do a little variation. How about that?
That looks good. Yeah.
Little angles. Okay. Rebecca's continually trying to make everybody happy. Okay. I was trying to go like with a swoosh, you know, which it still has a lot of that windy sort of feeling because it's mostly angular. All right, so now we're going to put this paper, which is going to change sizes, which I didn't know, and lay it right on. Here we go. Okay. See, we can drag that around and still do more, I think.
Oh, for sure.
That's going to be fun. See what they come out with. Okay. And here we go. Ready for the big reveal? Oh, this is so nice. So nice. Look at this one. Yeah, you can even do the two colors. See, it makes so many shades. That's just two colors, but look how many colors we're getting.
Yeah.
So you really didn't, I'm glad I didn't dot the black in. I was going to because I like the idea of that, but we did not need it.
no.
Totally did not need it. Look at that. That is so wintry beautiful. So there you go. Of course, we would do that all up totally different, right? With different accents and stamps, but there's the two marbles that we did today. And thank you for joining us. I hope you enjoyed the demo. If you have any questions, reach out. If you like the demo, please comment. It makes me so happy to see that somebody watched my thing and you're getting something out of it. So let us know. Merry Christmas in July, everyone.
Merry Christmas!
Bye.
You can say goodbye to everybody.
Bye. Bye. Merry Christmas.